The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Prescott looks to throw right away. That's caught. It's James Washington. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The end result, 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. The gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a first down.
And he'll be the one in the film session if he said, hey, run that one back, guys. Run that one back. One more time. Let's see that again. And they won't. They won't. Didn't get much out of it. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Prescott yet again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. It's a pretty good opening drive that will make the home fans somewhat happy. They won at 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
They should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to take over here up near the 40.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Following the interception, Winston. And he'll get this one underneath to Kamara. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That was a beautiful executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. On the counter, here's Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jameis to throw it. They'll get this out to Kamara. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 30 yards. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they sit down on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
The defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. At their own 38-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Rough incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Good going here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
A 1st down throw for Winston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Jameis again. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. Touchdown, New Orleans. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 17-0 our score after 1. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They go to Elliott again. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going quickly here to Thomas. And they work this out past the 25. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. To throw, Winston. There's Chris Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Winston. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that. but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Washington. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. There he goes, left side. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. 59 yards. And the Saints continue to pull away here this first half. So the problem's really starting to add up now. I mean, they try the field goal in an effort to get a little bit closer, but the block and return make the situation worse. I like what you just said there. Just trying to get a little bit closer. I think mentally, that's why they were doing it, because really the 3 wasn't going to do them a lot of good, but they feel better about themselves now. They feel exponentially worse.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be a return from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish. Okay. You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did, but let's face it.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Marcus May with a pick, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Winston. Touchdown, Saints. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye,
he just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ballgame, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half, but not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Marcus May with a pick, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. If you have this defense on your fantasy football team, you are loving this right now. Their second touchdown. We're only in the first half. Remember, they had the fumble return for 6 earlier, Charles, and here the INT return.
Yeah, we're still in the first half of this game. This group, they've been awfully quick to capitalize on mistakes made by the offense, and that one they take to the house as well. Be careful with the football with them. They turn it around on you quickly.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half facing that. And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense.
Touchdown! Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz good on the extra point. And a round is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Winston. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much, but at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Prescott's throw hauled in by Washington. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Prescott to throw it. And now here's another interception. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, tell all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercepted. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Off the play fake, Winston. Going for the deep ball. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Credit the tackle to Kentavious Street, the product of NC State. On play action, Prescott. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz lines up paying off. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. The kick by Maher is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Winston now to throw on 1st down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Neville Gallimore. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
This is taken at the 18. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that's also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and can be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Prescott. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in the 2nd half. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Hardy set to return. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got it. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring out the 4th down. That's caught again by Schultz. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game.
That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Cowboys are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Moore, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Here's Winston completing a quick throw out wide. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone. Right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Prescott fires one out wide, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right...
And now here is another interception. P.J. Williams with a pick. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
And my goodness, another interception. P.J. Williams with a pick, and they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Winston. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Wants to try to end the PAT. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, it's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think he just said, well, my kicker's hurting this spot.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot.
And now here is another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They're looking to throw this. Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to...
And my goodness, another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Winston here to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you can always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it?
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get him next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking,
blitz coming, and down he goes. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. 3rd and long for Prescott. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety.